And you're not gonna see a lot of me maybe when I'm cleaning the tub, but I have to be honest with you. My least favorite thing to clean. This braid has stayed up pretty good. It's pretty stable. That's why I love 3 braids in a braid. It just really keeps your hair stable. I like to clean, but my least favorite thing to clean is the tub. And recently, because I do have long hair, and this is the danger with long hair, it's not dangerous like other people think, but the tub. I hate pulling hair out of the tub. And I know people are like, you need to buy the vent and the streamy thing, but I haven't done that yet, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not into I love to clean things, but the one thing I hate to clean, and now because my tub got blocked up, like a couple weeks ago when I was washing my hair, because I started washing my hair a little bit more frequently too. That was another thing. So, and I noticed the minute that I started washing my hair a little bit more frequently, like once a week. Well, I think this was a long time coming, honestly, because I don't always unclog my. I'm just putting some of the stuff here that I found now that's in the toilet right there. I'm just gonna flush it. So now I did one thing. Some people would not agree with this. I bought Nair, okay? And it wasn't for my body because I don't know. I don't want to use that. I used it for the tub and I let it soak in the tub yesterday, in the drain specifically, so that I could make it dissolve some of the hair. And some people are like, you can't do that. You just need to get the needle through the pliers and go to town. And I'm like, you know what? It's your life, it's your business. If you want to clean your tub with Nair, you do it. So I'm gonna see what's left after the go down here and see, is there any more hair? Ooh, okay, I'm proud to report. Oh my god. I know some people are gonna be like, it doesn't work. It worked. There's no more hair down there. Okay, so if you're a long hair girly and you're like me and I know all the other long hair girlies, I guess, have been buying that shroom thing for their tub, or I guess they did that already. I bought Nair, and not for my body, because honestly, I don't want to put that on my body. I bought it for the tub, and I put it in the drain, and I unclogged the drain, and all the hair is gone. I'm like, well, there might still be a little bit. Let's look. I think I see something down there, though. I don't think it's all gone. I feel like most of it's gone. There's still some, but I can't really seem to get it. It's kind of coming up in pieces. Let's see. Okay. I don't know, I'm not seeing a lot of it. Okay, so the next step is I'm just going to clean out my tub. I need to clean up my pliers. Take this. Be right back. Yes, use this to declog your tub, friends. You know, I'm not a plumber. I just have long hair and I hate cleaning drains. I tried something new, something very different. And I know people are like, you can't use Nair to unclog your tub. It worked. I mean, look, I'm not a plumber. I'm not telling you to do this, but look, I don't want to put Nair on my body. I think wax or shaving's better. But I think when it comes to cleaning your tub, it's a great option. So I'm going to take all of my body products out. So I have this whipped coconut milkshake because I'm going to clean the tub. I'm going to move you aside. This is the Bath and Body Works like I bought a year's supply back in July of body wash and whatnot. It ended up being like $30. But to be quite frank, you can buy this stuff cheaper at the store or even at the Dollar Tree because everybody's been talking about this Power Stick body wash. And let me smell it. I haven't used it yet. I mean, it kind of smells floral just like the Bath and Body Works one. I don't know. I don't think it smells that different. I guess the difference is this one says it has aloe and different essential oils in it. They smell about the same to me. They really don't smell that different. And then I don't really have much Selsun Blue left. It's pretty much gone. Not repurchasing it. Because I bought Mixerol shampoo, which I think is good. Like if you ever have scalp irritation. But I don't do all of my hair washing with that. The one that I have that I do the primary hair wash with is Garnier Fructis Pure and Clean. I'm just taking everything out of the tub so I can clean it. I have this Garnier conditioner. I love Garnier. I like it a lot. And you know, everybody's like, oh, like all the hairstylist people say, you need to buy the salon quality shampoos and conditioner. It's not even true because the chemists have shown that like Garnier and the other brands have very similar technology to the higher end brands. And maybe they have an ingredient. But here's like the supposedly higher end brand. My sister did not like the Moroccan oil shampoo. She gave it to me. I'll tell you, this thing's okay, but I don't even use it on my hair really. It's very perfumey. I've used it as like a body wash because sometimes when I don't like shampoos, they get demoted to body wash. And then we have this Biore. This I feel like it's kind of old though. It's great for oily skin. I'm gonna throw this away because I feel like I don't know how long we've had this. I just don't think it's good. And I'm not a big fan of charcoal products. I still have some Dollar Tree conditioner and I do not recommend those. Don't ever buy them. Like ever. I have like this foot sponge that is supposed to be good. I guess it kind of smells like coconut. Supposedly it's infused with coconut oil when you first get it, but then after a while I think it just goes away, it dissipates. But it's good for scrubbing your feet, the bottom of your feet. A razor, and you know, I don't use high-end razors. Some people are all about the high-end razors. I literally just use like the pink cheapy razors. I don't agree with the people that are like high-end. No, I don't do high-end anything. I am cheap girl. I'm DIY budget girly. You're not gonna get me buying high-end anything. It's just not. I don't believe in it. I feel like it's a waste of money. Not gonna get me to waste my money. This conditioner, I hated it. It was not good. It made my hair tingly. I would never, ever, ever recommend VO5 conditioner, but I've been trying to use it up, like as shaving my legs, because people say that conditioner for shaving your legs is so good. But yeah, I just haven't. And I still have some of your Not Your Mother's like shampoo. I think the henna, when I do henna treatments, kind of stained it around the sides on the tub. So I'm going to kind of give it a bath. So it's a general bath. Not that I'm keeping it forever. I'm going to try and use it up as body wash. Because like I said, for me, shampoos get demoted to body wash if I don't like them that much. Because they're good body wash. In fact, back in the days when I was an extreme budget girly, I used them as body wash. That was just how I rolled, you know? So, I'm looking to see what we have left in the tub. This is done, okay? This one, I think there's a little bit left. Like, I could liquefy it and use it as body wash. Like, I highly recommend if you hate a shampoo, like, they're good body wash because you use it on your scalp. And my budget girliness, like back in the days when I was in college, I was just, my shampoo doubled as my body wash because I'm like, why not? And I found it worked really well. For me, anyway. I know, like, most people are like, oh, you have to buy specific body wash. Well, I want to use body wash in my hair. But as a shampoo, like, the ingredients in this body wash are pretty much the same as the shampoo, except you're going to have detangling ingredients, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to use this up later as a body wash. And this guy, I've had him for a long time, but his time in the sun is done. I'm gonna throw away this bottle, it's done. I know some people are like, oh, you should recycle all the bottles, okay? Well, I don't have a program in my city that does that. Well, supposedly, allegedly, they do, but I live in an apartment complex, so I'm going to be real with you. I brought this tiny, tiny, tiny little bin for recycling containers that are not like beverage containers. And it's super tiny, and then every time I go to take out the trash, which is usually like, I don't know, several times a week, I go out there because it's nighttime by the time I get home, and people have like tipped it over and it's falling over and the bottles are everywhere. So I throw it away in the trash can because I don't know, people are going dumpster diving in that bin and they're acting like, oh, they're gonna find treasures in there. Because I don't know what it is, but I think dumpster diving is disgusting. I know people are like, oh, but I find so much good stuff there, but I have PTSD about germs. And people throw some pretty disgusting things away, so you could not pay me good money to go. And there's people that do this for a living. Like, if you buy things online and they're secondhand, I don't know. Like, and I'm not talking about thrift stores. I'm talking about like places, just people selling stuff, reselling, like the whole reselling market. There was a guy like pulling electronics out of our dumpster because people throw everything away. And yes, it's a criminal that people throw stuff away. Like, make your stuff last, but no. You just couldn't pay me to go dumpster diving. I know it's very trendy and hip for some people, but just because you can do something doesn't mean I want to do it personally. I'm going to take my conditioner, my shampoo. So I still have these they're these John Frieda shampoos, and they're supposed to like make your dark hair, like the shininess come out and the highlights like naturally. So I've had them for a couple of years and I haven't really gone through them, to be honest. And one thing that they do is they stain your tub, which I know because I need to scrub out my tub that got clogged up. But Nair, you did a good job at unclogging my tub. Thank you very much. I guess I'll finally get with the program and buy one of those hair catcher things, but you can't be mad that Nair did the job that everybody said it couldn't do. So in the future, if somebody tells you, oh, that doesn't work, don't try it. Try it if you want. Like, are they gonna come clean your house? No, they're not. So you should always try things that you think will work for you. 100% guarantee it's the best way to go. You think something might work for you? You should try it. Okay, now we're going to start scrubbing Mr. Tubby, which is my favorite part of the day. heat up some coffee. So I got all of my, I think I've got everything out. Let's see. I think Benjamin Franklin is the last thing. So for some good measure, I'm just gonna kind of spray some vinegar. Everywhere. Kind of get it started. Ben Franklin. Pull the hair off him. My soapy wopers. Mr. Soapy Wopey, where did I put you? Oh, you're down here. Perfect. So, some soap on Mr. Ben Franklin. Trying to get him a little wet. Okay. And we're gonna start just scrubbing. One. I think I need my other different. There's like another cleaning thing I wanted to get. But I think it's gonna have to be more. My socks are gonna be all wet. I'm gonna take them off when I leave. But this is how I clean the tub. I didn't say other people clean the tub this way. This is my method. Okay, if you don't like it, don't do it this way. Water and soap on Ben Franklin, and I'm just kind of doing a rudimentary clean of the tub. I think I need to get one of those scouring pads to try and get some of the staining off. It's probably gonna work with elbow grease, but I feel like it could be better. Okay, this first round. I need to take off my socks because I get all wet doing this fun thing while it's scrubbing the tubby. So much fun. Why would I do that? I don't wash the bathroom ceiling. I'm 5'2". I just clean my tub. You do not need to wash the bathroom ceiling. That can actually do mold, so I don't do that. I scrub the tub. Be very careful when people say, "Oh, wash the bathroom ceiling." That can be a mold friend. If you want mold, like yeah, my ceiling is fine. I don't need to wash the ceiling. If I want to, I will one day. I do real deal cleaning here. We don't need to worry about stuff like that. We need to scrub our tub. That's what's important. It's okay, but I haven't done it since that day, honestly. Hopefully I get to it soon. I haven't had time to start again, so I had to get my coffee. Because I clean in my own pace. Okay, next, we're gonna get Mr. Scouring Pad. And I'm gonna get wet, I don't care. Whatever. Get wet, Julia, get wet. But it's not that type of video. Because I'm gonna wear clothes the whole time. I know some weirdo will probably be like, oh, no. I don't care if I get wet. Like, I actually go out without an umbrella. So, it's not that kind of channel. Because I've had some wacky tacky tappies that say some really wacky stuff to me. They're like, I'm like, no, just no. Nobody's interested in you and your wacky tacky comments. Like there are some wackos that make some really whack comments. Actually, I'm gonna put it down to where it just does tug. I can't get that in the. It's too hard to push down. So I'm just gonna get in and out as I do it. Yeah, I know, and I'm sorry. I don't know why. I really don't understand. So, yeah, Saturday, we had some fun ones, and, you know, I blocked this guy, but I was curious, like, what is going on? Oh, and guess what? This guy that made these really nasty comments on my video, I was just curious, so I looked at his channel. And he has a video where he broke into somebody's house. And they were calling the 70-year-old woman, like, derogatory terms. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So, yeah. I'm like, because I was curious. I don't usually look at the channels that comment. But, yeah, that's the kind of channel. And I don't know, like, he looked like a younger guy. Maybe he's a teenager. If he's in his early 20s, that's pretty sad. I don't know. But it was pretty, it was like, it was basically a video where this wasn't their house, and it was called Visiting a Haunted Attic. That wasn't their house, and I'm like, what is going on? What is this? Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, I don't know. It's on YouTube, and I'm like, it makes me never want to look at channels like that again that make these weird comments. But those are the caliber of channels that make some of the weird comments. Like, but I actually blocked this guy because he was telling me that I was a Karen because I liked a local Chinese restaurant. I'm like, do you actually know what a Karen is? A Karen is like somebody that treats workers at a restaurant really bad and is rude. Like, saying you like a restaurant and they make good food. And that I was just like, I really like their food, but he was mad because he wanted to say that the food looked bad. And I'm like, that's fine. But I told him you don't have to eat it. But, you know, it was a troll account because, yeah, he posts videos like that. But, like, yeah, that was one of the weird things. And then I had to delete another guy because he has a very questionable account, too. I don't know. We get some weirdos on the internet. What can I say? They have a lot of free time on their hands to be weird. But that one about the breaking into the attic thing, that is definitely, I don't know, I don't feel like he knew those people, but it's on YouTube, and it was pretty creepy. I'm like, these are the kind of channels leaving comments like that. Am I surprised? Oh, I had another one that was fun. It was called Deport All the Illegals, and I didn't even look at that channel because there was nothing to look at. I just blocked it right away because he wrote something pretty scuzzy. I'm like, these are the people that are writing comments like that, like the really wacky, like the real over the edge kind. I'm like, so it tells you everything you need to know about those channels. Those channels are They're something else. They're in a league of their own, you know. They're making the internet just like truly. I feel sad, honestly. It's kind of that. I feel like there's people that they just don't have anything positive to say about life, or they don't have any positive interactions. And that's kind of how I see a lot of the Trumpies. Like I'm not saying all people who voted for Donald Trump are that way, but a lot of the ones that are like, oh my god, like we need to get rid of people not documented in the US. But what about all the European white people not documented in the US that are rich? That like Elon Musk, who like for a long time he wasn't exactly what you call documented, but anyway, who cares? Well, I think what it is YouTube is pushing their algorithm a little bit differently than in the past. So the good thing is you can get more views, but I know what's driving some of the weirder comments. But this is why, because they're pushing it on the shorts stream, I think. So now, like, there's a potential, like, if you just want to stream on your computer, yeah, you're going to get, I mean, some people get a really big audience doing that, but I've been trying to grow this channel a little bit more this year, and I don't want, it's not like I want those people to come, but I'm just trying to get the views up a little bit more, because this was my first channel, but I kind of gave up on it a bit, and I wasn't as active with it. When the hair channel started growing, I just kind of stopped with it, which I regret. I should have just kept going on this channel more, but I didn't. And I kind of regret having stopped growing on this channel as much. But that's what I did. Okay, so I like talking to her, but I had a discussion about why we're not, like, I don't talk to her anymore, because she's always had certain political views. Like, look, I think she was very good at certain things, but unfortunately we had a parting of ways over, just because she wanted to. I have known she's always had very right-leaning political viewpoint, and that just became really important to her. Like, that's her main goal, I think, is to just promote her political ideas. And it just came to the point that, well, first off, I just didn't have time to do lives with her, and she had 100% different goals than me when it came to lives. But then it got kind of cruel in a way, because I'm part Syrian Lebanese, okay? So when what happened to Palestine happened, and for her to say, I don't know, she just took a very different approach, because I don't agree with anything going on in the Middle East, or how Palestinian people were bombed. And some people are going to be like, but we're getting Hamas. No, a lot of people died. And it's totally devastated, and I don't agree with like what Trump wants to do or any of it really. But they're like going to be like, oh, but Hamas is there. But she called them collateral damage, and she basically said anybody who didn't agree with her viewpoint, like, was not good and righteous like her. And I had already wanted to stop doing live streams at that point, like a few weeks before that. But she called Palestinian people collateral damage. Look, I think what happened on October 7th was horrible. That was a massacre. Of course people were killed. But look,
you can't justify going in and killing civilian populations as a tit for tat. So basically she said, well, whatever it takes to get Hamas. And I found out, like, I didn't really know this, and I should have paid more attention. I knew she was Israeli, but not all Israeli people agree with her. The very conservative Netanyahu faction, they basically wanted to level Gaza. They just want to level it. They don't want people there. They want all that land for themselves. And I know she'll say on her videos, like, oh, she believes that Palestinians and Israelis have the same, like, genetics, which I did agree with her on that. But her solution was that they should just all become Israeli, and that basically if they weren't, like, flocking to become Israeli, that they somehow supported Hamas. And I didn't know, like, she just went from one extreme to another, I felt like. But I think those were her views all along. And a lot of, like, pro-Israeli people probably are like, well, how could you say that the bombing of Palestine is wrong? There were people in Israel who did not agree with it. Like, there were Israeli people that are against Netanyahu. Not everybody thinks Netanyahu is, like, some wonderful guy, but it's very political, and I don't even protest. I don't go to protests. I'm not a protesty kind of gal. That's just not my lifestyle. But Israel also went into Lebanon. I'm Palestinian Lebanese. When you start going into, like, peaceful Christian villages and you're just bombing, and then you're not. So I find it very problematic. I don't really. And Trump is basically just backing them up. They're like, oh, like he basically is saying that, oh, he's like being a peacemaker, but no, he said that, you know, Gaza could just be like a resort town, but that's basically what they wanted, friends. They wanted those people out. And I know the lady I used to do the live stream, I'd say, well, I wasn't as extreme as other Israelis. I felt they could become Israeli citizens. I felt they could do this. Do you think Israel's ever going to accept those people? They're not. Like, because in order to become an Israeli citizen, you have to do so many certain things, and maybe they wanted their own country, and sadly, I feel like there's no solution to it. And I just feel sad for the Palestinian people, because I feel like they were put in this bad position. It would be kind of like if you had some bad actors in your community, and people kept telling you, well, you better get together and suppress the bad actors and your civilians. How are you going to do that? But we're going to keep bombing you until you make those bad people, those bad actors go away. And I tried to talk to her about it, and I said, wait a minute, you remember that Israel started, like, propping up Hamas back in the 90s? They did. But, you know, I hate this. It's so political, because she just had to be right. And it got to the point that, okay, there were things I knew. She had family members that she had a falling out with. But apparently, like, when they started talking again, I feel like she started, I mean, I don't know, she probably felt this way all along, but it seemed like she was adopting more of their kind of, like, basically she was saying anybody that didn't agree with her viewpoint was a terrorist, and I said, that's wrong. I said, you're wrong. But yet, as an American citizen, which I believe she is, she supported groups that are very fringe. And I don't like her views. I haven't liked them for some time, but I thought, like, I kind of thought with the talks we did that we could get along. But also, too, like, she did a video about me. Like, I didn't even look at her channel that much anymore. But after we stopped talking, like, she used some footage of me to make it seem like I somehow had changed my mind after October 7th, which I didn't. She knew I was always a peace person. Like, I have my views on things, but I don't like war. I've never been a pro-war person. I know that there were certain wars that were necessary, like World War II, but you're never going to convince me as a pro-peace person that war is necessary. And she thinks, like, war is okay, as long as it's, like, privately funded war. And I realized, like, recently, when she used some footage of me to make it seem like I had changed my mind recently, and oh, how I must have one time supported Israel. I wasn't against Israel, but I felt like Israel should have did more for the Palestinian people. I've always thought that. But because I didn't agree with her
view that bombing civilians and her saying that Palestinian people are collateral damage, and that's okay. Like, yes, 1,000 people were killed in the most brutal way, but what she said on a live stream was that they had honor, okay? And anybody questioning Israel's stance, and this is not even Israel's stance because there are a lot of Israeli people who do not agree. There's a lot of actually the religious Jewish people of Israel, they don't agree with what Netanyahu did. They don't agree. Just because you're Israeli, well, basically what she did was she's always right. You see, she used a tiny bit of footage of me, and I didn't agree with that. And I had just looked at her channel a few months after our falling out, just out of curiosity. I don't think she looks at my channel anymore. But the point is, I didn't ask her to put that footage of me there, and it's kind of like she felt like because we did all those talks before that she owned like the footage of me, and that she had a right to talk about me. But at this point, I'm not even going to talk about her anymore because you can watch her channel if you like her channel, if you like her viewpoints. Her and I had always never really agreed, and I wouldn't even consider myself like super liberal anymore. I think I'm just more centrist and kind of not loving politics and finding it very divisive, really. But she has a very right-leaning political viewpoint, and she has like very, very specific views on things that I don't agree with. But I just always felt like I kind of liked her as a person. But then it was just becoming to a point that she is a micromanager. You can't like do a live stream with somebody and they get mad because they want to go do things with, like me, I want to do things with my sister on Friday nights. And she would tell me that lacked honor because sometimes at the last minute I change my mind. So I told her, you know what, it's okay. This is on your channel, you're live, you don't like rely on me to be there. You can still do whatever you want to do. And it was just getting to the point that I was being made to feel guilty because I wanted to go do things with my family, and she, yes, because I at the last minute gave her 10 hours advance notice. People call into work sick, and she had this viewpoint of how we do live streams, like more extreme than like people, like, you know. And I don't even call it the work sick, but I'm working a full-time job, and she was just, it was getting weird. It was getting to the point that she didn't work a full-time job for years. She was just kind of doing YouTube and things like that. And then she finally started working full-time, and it would be like, oh, well, I'm kind of more busy than you. Like, she would always say things to me that somehow she had more busyness going on. But if I told her, you know, I want to do things with my family, she'd be like, that lacks honor. You didn't give me advance notice of 1 week. She wanted 1 week advance notice. She doesn't have friends for this reason, and I tried to talk to her about that, and I hate this. And I deleted all the videos that she did on my channel for a reason. She can do whatever she wants in her life, but she had friends that she lost, and I saw this play out on Facebook. It played out with some of our mutual online contacts where she does a video where she says something that's kind of criticizing them, and they see it and they feel like offended, and they just don't talk to her again. I wasn't showering, I was cleaning the shower. So I tried to talk to her about it, and she said no. She said she was right, and that I should just watch her video and let her have a review. And I'm like, this isn't fair. I never did a video about you like that. She goes, well, you did things to me like canceling at the last minute and just saying things about things I said to you. And I'm like, because honestly, I never said anything bad about her. I don't wish her anything bad, but I realized we were like just two completely different people. And actually doing the live stream, it was keeping me from doing things with my family and talking to my best friend on Friday night, who I want to start connecting more with my best friend more from college, like again, and doing things with her. And sometimes she'd want to call me on a Friday night, and I couldn't talk to her because I was locked into this every Friday night thing. And then I wanted to do things with my sister. My sister was becoming a grandma, okay?
and I was going to go shopping with her to help her buy baby's clothes for the baby. And basically, because I didn't tell her a week in advance, I wanted to do that. So I kind of just scaled away. And then I had other things going on, and I knew she wouldn't understand that I have another younger sister that I take care of, okay? And she had to live with me for a while. She can't live with me ever again for reasons that she needs other help. But I have lots of things going on, and she was very not understanding of my schedule. She was very rigid like that, and she told me Honor was tied to the schedule. So I had like just stepped away saying, you know, I can't do live streams anymore. And then I did a video just talking about my views on what was happening in the Middle East after October 7th. And basically she said, well, there were other people that were part Syrian. Well, one of her friends, he's full Syrian Lebanese, I'm part, that they supported Israel unilaterally, and I should have, and I didn't make the right decision, even though there's a lot of people living in Israel who do not support Netanyahu. That's the end of the day. This is a vote of non-confidence in Netanyahu, and there's a lot of Israelis who wanted a two-state solution. Not everybody agrees with her view, but I should have known that. She's very, even though her family left Israel for their own reasons, at the end of the day, she's very pro the Israeli government doing certain things, but this is where the hypocrisy comes in. She became a U.S. citizen, and she was very anti-big government in the U.S., okay? But Israel and what they're doing is very big government in Israel, but she... And I was like, wait a minute, this is a little bit hypocritical. But she said no, like everything she thinks is perfect. And I think we had some good talks, but I realized, just to be fair, like we had a lot of political differences and they were just coming to the surface too much. And she likes to make people think or feel like this is a big thing that she does, is every few years, I guess she has to have this stance about how she's a better friend than, and here's another example, like she used to go to a Star Trek convention, and there was a friend that was doing something, or somebody that became her friend, that offered her to have refreshments and to come in and see the screening, and she wrote something on Facebook about how this person was a socialist, and she was hoping a lot of the Star Trek fans actually would have been into small government. I don't even like Star Trek, okay? And she was mad and disappointed, and she lost some friends doing that. But at the end of the day, it's always her. Like, people have wronged her. And I'm like, I don't know, this. But then when she did those videos, like, kind of like making digs at people, nobody's really gonna get it except for like the person watching, but most people just don't care. Most people are like, this is weird. Like, other people just kind of outright said, you know, I used to be friends with her, but I'm just not going to talk to her anymore because the things she did. And she's okay with that, okay? At the end of the day, I'm more of an introvert too, and I liked her for a long time because I see her as an introverted person, and I thought we had certain commonalities, but she has very diametrically different political opinions than me. And it just came down to the point that it is, but she was mad because she thought they were supposed to be libertarian. And apparently, even though, yeah, Star Trek, like, remember, like, how William Shatner kisses an African-American woman, but her spin would always be, she's definitely not racist, she's very pro, like, all groups, but she's not like that, she's not, like, that kind of left-leaning person, but she does believe that people who own property are the only ones that should vote. And I was kind of weird about that. I felt so weird when we did that talk where she was talking about how people who we should go back to this part of the Constitution where only people who own property should be allowed to vote. They could be women if they own property. That's okay. And then, but if they get married, they should vote as a unit. And I was like, I didn't feel right about this. But, you know, what do you do? Like, you want to... And I always kind of just thought, well, these are just her ideas. These are just her thoughts. But she really believes in them a lot, apparently. And she thinks the whole world should live according to her vision of what is. And I always respected her. I'm like, just be yourself, do you, because I'm very into letting people be who they are. So that's why we don't do lives anymore. I kind of stopped cleaning, but yeah, we're never going to do live streams again just because
The falling out was super bad, but she pretended like nothing happened. Like she just told her audience, "Oh, I'm busy." And I mean, is she gonna say that? Is she gonna say, "Oh, like we had a big falling out, and I did a video about Julia called Shadows of My Past," saying like how she didn't have honor because she doesn't have my exact viewpoint on what Israel is doing to the Palestinians in 2023. Because she should have had a pro-Netanyahu viewpoint, even though I'm like, there's literally Israeli Jews, like very, very, very religious Israeli Jews who don't agree with her and they don't like how Netanyahu is handling the situation. But no. We have to have this exact viewpoint. So yeah, our friendship's completely over, and I realized that pretty much everything I did on her channel or she did on mine, so I just deleted. And that might seem extreme to some people, but I just deleted it because I was at the point that she's just so rigid like that. Even though her own brother was, she told me, a narcissist, and I think he did do narcissistic things, but I felt like she was kind of starting to be that way with me, so I was like, and I'm not the only one, okay? Like, there's some other online friends, like people that did like collaborations with her. And they were surprised to find out I had stopped talking to her because they thought we were really close, like online, not in real life. And they said that they had to, like, they're still friends with her on social media, but they pulled back because of the things she said. You know, she can be whoever she wants to be, though, you know? She can be whoever she wants to be, and this is her new thing, is that she wants to really ramp up that. And she, you know, it's better though, because she mocked me being an empathetic person. Like, she said, "Oh, well, somebody's empathy is just not real." Like, the people who, and I am an empathetic person, and I shouldn't have to defend myself, but she mocked it. She basically said the real empathetic people are her. But I'm like, you alienate people like all the time. But she never wanted to admit that she alienated people. Oh, here's another example. I just have to let it all out. It kind of got to me for a while, but time has healed this. Okay, so we were interviewing this artist. And I'm sorry, my timing is not exquisite like hers, but sometimes she'd have to do things before we get the live started. Like, she had to tend to her animals because she has dogs and a chimpanzee and chickens. And we're interviewing an artist, and apparently, oh no, I started talking to him first before she introduced the live. And she told me that I humiliated her because I didn't let her start the live stream first. So instead of just saying that to me, like right off the bat, she said, "We're gonna have a new format where I will bring you in afterwards." But the reason I did that is because she wanted me to run these live streams. I was just doing this as a friend, and we were having fun. I did not make any money on the videos I did on her channel, and I don't want to, okay? But she profit, like, she's getting Google AdSense off every video I've ever done with her. Like, so it's fine, she can do that. I'm happy for her, but I thought some of our talks were good. But it changes your whole mind when you realize somebody's just so strict that you could never, like, discuss anything with them. And they're like, "Nope, this is it." I have to scrub the bottom of my tub, like, you're not going to be able to see me here doing this part. But yeah, she's just like, "This is it, we're done." So I have wanted to talk more. I'll do more talks in the future, but I'm just going to do them with myself because I don't really trust people like that anymore. Like, it just... No, she was humiliated because I didn't stop and let her introduce the guy, even though she was off doing something with her pets. Like, sometimes she'd have a raccoon that would try and get in the chickens, and I was trying to help her get these live streams going. And honestly, she even thanked me. She's like, "You connected with that artist guy better than I did because you knew about songs he liked and different cultural things that I liked that he didn't." And she would always say, "Oh, you connect with people that way." But she doesn't. She doesn't connect with people that way. Like, if you watch her channel now, like, the people she has on, they're all alt-right people. And she's gone very alt-right. Like, she's an older mom, but she's making videos about, like, how you should be a teenage mom and
about incels, which we did do a video about that, but I'm like, I don't even like incels. Like, the more I learned about them, they're pretty creepy people. Like, look, you want to live your life that way, but she's basically grandstanding for people that don't like her. Like, she is an older woman when she had a child. I'm a single woman. She's a single woman. I don't understand, like, why you can be your own person, but it's like she started like having all this, I don't know, like wanting to appease people that really are not her, would not like her, That's it. No, I don't like popsicles, Schoolio. Do you like popsicles? Anyway, whatever. It's just what it is. Like, look, some people criticize her because she owns a chimpanzee. I've never had a problem with that. I don't care that she owns a chimpanzee. I know she takes good care of him. I don't agree with the people that have gone after her for that. Like, they're just being hypocritical and cruel. I don't agree with that. What I didn't like was that she just couldn't let people be themselves. And I was like the nicest person to her. I was her one true friend, and she threw me under the bus. But she'll never admit that because she doesn't want true friends. She basically said in the end that her virtues and her belief system outranked how people treated her. So she would rather just be like kind of have these weird quasi friendships with people that they don't really like her. They're just on there to talk about whatever they're on there to talk about. But that's the kind of friendship she likes. I don't think she wants deep friendship. And I realized that too because her own family, okay? She didn't want to go visit her own family. And this was another thing that bothered me when we first started doing the live stream. And I actually told my mom, Schoolio, you're gonna go away soon. My hands are wet and I don't have time to deal with you. So anyway, this was like in 2018 when we first started doing the live stream. My mom came to visit me and I didn't know. So I just told her, I really can't come on, but she threw the biggest fit and said, no, like I always tell my daughter we can't go shopping and she wants to go shopping and you have to do this live with me. And I said, but my mom is literally coming. And she made me turn my mom away at the door because she made me feel so guilty that I wasn't a good enough person. But then I realized she never goes to visit her own daughter. Like she's more invested in whatever she's doing that she would never go visit her family. We have completely different lifestyle choices. Like she's not the kind of friend that's ever gonna go visit her friends and family. Like you can visit her if you want to do whatever she's doing, but it's okay because at the end of the day, this is the kind of life she wants. She wants to live a very solitary, and I'm an introvert, yes, but I still want to go visit my family. I'm gonna do things with my family as much as I want. So I realized I couldn't do those lives anymore because she was more invested in being on a live stream than doing things with her family. So I just don't do those lives anymore. We didn't have a lot in common. We were having some big political difficulties. It didn't work out. And she's not sad about it, okay? I think she finds it better, and I kind of decided too it was better because at first I was sad, but then I realized I wasn't sad because I thought, wait a minute, what was our friendship based on? Like I tried to think about it deeply. Like we didn't. Geez, but why would you ask if I like specific types of things like that? You knew what you were asking, yeah? It's for the best, because look, our thoughts were good. I was sad about it in 2024 for most of the year. I was very sad, but I realized she wasn't sad. She's not sad about it. Like she thinks that it's, like, I think she was just disappointed just because she didn't have somebody who would be a vehicle for her live stream. She wasn't sad about losing me as a friend. She doesn't miss me as a friend. She wasn't the kind of person that would ever text me to see how I was doing. Like she never really cared like that. In fact, she told me, because we used to text a lot, she told me, when did people stop talking on email? And I said, what do you mean? Because I would kind of text with her like friends do. And I found out years into our friendship that she found that to be an inconvenience that we texted like friends. She goes, I just don't, and she told me one day, I don't understand when people stop just using email to respond because it doesn't give me enough time to respond. And I'm like, okay, like people text all the time. Your daughter texts. Like this has been a big thing. And I told her even like 20 years ago, people were using like instant messenger. Like a lot of people do this. I said, we could just not talk as much. But then she'd get kind of like, then I'm gonna lose my last contact. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you because I know her other friends don't contact her like that. But I realize she doesn't want friends like that. She doesn't want the kind of friendship where people just are friends and talk to each other. She wanted a very I think in her mind we had a connection, but okay, so she's talked about this before. She is what you call, she's not diagnosed, but I think this is true. She's neurotypical, so she might be slightly autistic. So I feel like she just doesn't feel certain emotions. Like she has feelings, yes, but I don't think they're the same as like mine where I was deeply hurt by it. She was not deeply hurt by it. You know how I know? Because if she was, she would have been upset. But like I saw how she reacted when she kind of like lost other friends. She basically said that they should come back and apologize to her and that. I have nothing to apologize for because it was the end of it, and she was never going to be the kind of friend that I needed. And then I started to realize I have my college friend, okay? And I have my sister that I have these immense connections with where we can text and talk and have so much fun. And that's the kind of friendship I want, where you can talk to somebody every day all the time and have fun and maybe actually go do things, and we don't have like this rigid schedule where, oh my gosh, you lack honor because like you didn't like keep something. I'm like, my friends just, and my sister, we don't like get down on each other like because life happens. Like life literally happens. And I think for her, like if you don't keep an obligation like to the T, like you just weren't. So for her, putting your foot down here and using the sponge to like scrub the tub works very well. Highly recommend. So anyway, the end of the story is, I think she's a nice person for people like her. I think people like her really enjoy each other's company. I think people like her that are more, I don't know how you say this, neurotypical, that don't really want super close friends, that just want maybe like a very structured like interaction. And I think that's all she wants. Like she just wants to have like some sort of interaction exchange. But for me, like I started having feelings of friendship for somebody and I felt sad about it, but I realized she didn't feel sad. She probably just felt annoyed that I didn't, like she told me once, like there's this lady in her life, and I'm really going out. I'm not into spilling the tea, but I'm just being honest. There's this lady on her live stream that she used to tell me was getting off topic, and I'm like, what do you mean getting off topic? She's just being herself. But she didn't like, this lady wasn't doing some like in-depth presentation, and I'm like, it's a live stream, like, oh, but she didn't do like this really deep lecture, and you have to keep her on task, and you have to redirect her. I'm like, I thought it was good. People were interested. They like her for being herself. She doesn't need to like do this bullet point presentation. And people think those are boring, by the way. So anyway, in this story, I'm sure she's doing fine. I don't really keep up with her channel anymore because I looked at it a couple times, I thought it was weird that she posted some footage of me. But at the end of the day, I don't know what she's up to. I don't think she feels one bit of sadness about like things she said to me. I didn't agree with her politically. That was the problem. And she has certain very specific ideas about honor. And if you are not like mimicking her ideas to the T, you're just not a friend. So her friendship is based on something that I just don't I don't jive with, but I feel like she has a few connections and maybe those people could be her new friends. I don't think they're gonna ever do or be the kind of friend, like I'm the best friend and I'm not trying to brag,
This is just the truth. I was probably the best friend she ever had because I was there for her in so many ways, but she doesn't care. At the end of the day, it's all about whatever she wanted out of life, and I'm letting her go. So in 2025, I'm just like, let people that are like that be like that. If they want to have this kind of life where they are very rigid and everything has to be a certain way, I'm just gonna let them be because I can't keep them from being who they are, and I don't want to either. Like, I have no desire to make a person be different than themselves. Like, to me, that there's no benefit to it. Yeah. Well, and we used to have a lot of organic conversations in the beginning, but I feel like she was getting kind of annoyed by it later on. Well, here's another thing. One time she was mad because more people watched To Talk With Me than Star Trek, and on Christmas Eve, and I was like, well, maybe because it was later in the night. And she was upset. She goes, oh, maybe I should have ran it differently. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It's not like it was a viral video. It was just, I just feel like there's gotta be some happy medium. Like, can she ever look back and be like, hey, maybe I wasn't super nice to Julia that day? No, she won't, because basically she refuses to, okay? She's not gonna do it. And she's okay with that. So this is her kind of friendship. She wants a very specific kind of friendship where people just have she has what you call transactional friendship, and some people like that, where you just do things for each other. I don't really think you have like feelings for each other. You just kind of do things for each other, but nobody's ever gonna do all those things. Like when I was like, her daughter was ill, and I was helping her do live streams. I can't believe I even did that. Like, why was I doing all that? I was just doing that because I thought she was my friend and I like cared about her. Oh, but she did shame me once during that time, telling me that I shouldn't be texting her because something really important was going on in her life, and I was going to somehow jam up her phone. I'm like, what? You didn't even tell me that you were busy like that. I was just talking to her about something I saw on the news. And I was like, if you can't talk right now, just tell me that. It was interesting. So you don't need anybody to play mind games with you like that. And I realized a lot of it was a mind game. Life is very short. And we have good talks, but she's more interested in her views on the world and her ideas of honor than she is in like actual friendship. Like the whole actual friendship aspect of it, I don't think she cares deeply about that because, you know, at the end of the day, she's gonna do what she wants to do, and that's great. She should live her life the way she wants. So yeah, that's that. And I'm probably not gonna do talks like she did. Like I am gonna do a hair interview on my other channel with like people with long hair again with one friend, but I don't know. That's more her thing. I think she likes to do talks. So if you like her talks, you can still watch her talks. She still does talks all the time. Like I encourage people, if people like her and they enjoy her channel and what she's doing, they should definitely watch her. You know. No, she probably doesn't know that because her daughter used to help her set up stuff like that. But here's the thing, like I wasn't even texting her that much. I was just texting her about a news article and was like, oh, I can't talk anymore. And I was like, okay. All you have to say was I'm busy. So, yeah, that's fine. It got to be a little bit to where we just weren't agreeing on things. And I believe wholeheartedly people need to be surrounded by people that mirror them in many ways. Because I feel like that's the best way to have the most true interactions in life. And if you're around people that just mirror you, I think you'll be happier. And I didn't mirror her in a lot of ways, so that's why our caution is.
to her show, I think, that she's never gonna have again, but she didn't miss that. Well, she missed it probably just because I brought certain things, like I connected with certain people on her show. But like I said, there are some people that will never talk to her again and they won't be on her show anymore. And this was somebody who did a book collaboration with her friend. They helped her on a book. But she said that his views were not honorable or something along those lines. Or, I mean, I think they might still be friends on Facebook or something. But like, basically, oh, he had a different political viewpoint than her, so you know, that's just not allowed. And I was like, oh my gosh, so much for being a libertarian. I learned that libertarians are not. No, that's fine. You don't have to watch everything I do, but yeah, that's that. People ask me like sometimes, but you're like, I guess only 2 or 3 people have asked me like why we didn't do talks anymore. And I think the other guy that asked, he was very much in her camp. So I wasn't gonna get into it. I was just like, we don't agree politically, obviously. And I think he was watching my talks because she talked about something that he agreed with. Most people just don't ask. So I just kind of came to the assumption, I don't think most people notice, like, but thanks for asking. I got the tub clean, so I do appreciate you tuning in. Have a nice day.